Good evening. A rapidly shifting patchwork of abortion laws tonight as the battle in the wake of Roe v. Wade's demise spills from the chambers of the U.S. Supreme Court to state courtrooms across America. Tonight, abortion rights supporters in more than a half dozen states putting up legal challenges, trying to block abortion bans. Many of the new laws designed to automatically go into effect following the court's decision, including Louisiana, where a judge temporarily halted enforcement of that state's trigger law. Over the weekend, in cities across the country, thousands marched in protest to the Supreme Court's decision to end a constitutional right to abortions. Today, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell savoring the court's decision after years of work. But new polling suggesting the decision is not in sync with public opinion. An NPR PBS Marist poll found 56% of Americans oppose the Supreme Court's ruling versus 40% who support it. Blaine Alexander has much more.
No justice, no peace!
With federal protection of abortion rights gone, both sides are turning out in the streets while others are fighting the changes in court. Trigger laws in at least 8 states are now facing legal challenges. Today, a judge temporarily blocked enforcement of Louisiana's law, meaning the state's 3 clinics, which had stopped providing services after Friday's decision, can once again perform abortions for now. Tonight, there is a growing patchwork of laws from state to state. Right now, abortion is illegal, with few exceptions in at least 7 states. And in the coming weeks, at least 6 more are also expected to put bans in place, effectively wiping out abortion access across a wide portion of the South. For tens of thousands of women, Illinois would be the closest option. The state's 17 Planned Parenthood clinics are preparing to serve them.
We are expecting to see 20 to 30,000 more out-of-state patients every year in the state of Illinois.
How will your clinics be able to handle that increase?
We are going to be able to handle that increase by increasing the number of appointments we have, by hiring more staff.
In Georgia, the Attorney General has taken steps to allow the state's heartbeat law to take effect, which would ban abortions after 6 weeks. But some anti-abortion groups are demanding a total ban.
That will declare the paramount right to life of every human being from the earliest biological beginning to natural death.
You're not calling for any exception. Rape, incest,
that's correct.
Life of mother.
That's correct.
Other Republican-led states are also eyeing more restrictions. South Dakota's governor says she is concerned about abortion pills that come by mail.
I don't believe women should ever be prosecuted. I don't believe that mothers in this situation ever be prosecuted. Now, doctors who knowingly violate the law, they should be prosecuted, definitely.
Meanwhile, Democratic leaders are looking at ways to protect abortion rights. Washington Governor Jay Inslee has declared his state a safe haven for women seeking abortion care.
We want them to know there's a wall in the West Coast protecting the women of the West Coast and the citizens that come from these other states.
And Blaine, this evening, another court, another state weighed in on one of these trigger laws.
That's right, Lester. A judge in Utah has issued a temporary restraining order effective immediately, meaning that abortions in the state can resume for now. Now, the judge says that the ban caused irreparable harm, saying it deprived women of safe, local medical treatment. Lester.
All right, Blaine Alexander, thank you. There's new political fallout tonight. The Biden administration vowing to help women get abortion services, but facing pressure from some Democrats, saying the administration did not do enough before Roe was overturned. Kristen Welker now has more.
President Biden at critical diplomatic talks as the administration grapples with intensifying fallout over abortion rights back home.
We will do everything within our power as an administration through the executive branch to ensure that women have access to the medication they need.
Today, the Secretaries of Health and Human Services, Labor, and Treasury writing a joint letter to insurers saying the Affordable Care Act requires contraception coverage. The president and top Democrats are also now trying to make abortion rights a top midterm issue, aiming to energize critical voters, including suburban women. But some progressive Democrats saying simply telling Americans to go vote for Democrats is too little, too late.
I do believe that there has been a weak Democratic strategy in the past, and we cannot continue to use those same playbooks.
Tonight, we pressed the HHS secretary. What do you say to Democrats who say the administration's strategy is weak and ineffective?
There is nothing that would preclude us from going to the mat going to the nth degree to make sure that we protect un-Americans' access to care.
Polling shows 56% of Americans say they oppose the Supreme Court's decision, but Republicans taking a victory lap.
What the court did in effect was return this very controversial issue to the people and their representatives.
Arguing issues including soaring inflation will have a bigger impact on American voters.
They're going to have a high opinion on inflation, the policies the Democrats have gone, high gas prices, a border that's not secure, crime.
Though a source close to former President Trump tells us Mr. Trump believes the decision is politically complicated and puts Republicans in uncharted territory. Lester.
All right, Kristen Walker, thank you. Let me bring in now Justice correspondent Pete Williams. Orders, Pete, for medical abortion pills have multiplied, but can a patient who lives in a state where abortion is banned still order them legally?
Well, the Justice Department says the states can't ban shipment of those pills by claiming they're unsafe because the FDA has declared them to be safe and effective. But state laws are different, and lawyers who track this issue say there is no clear answer yet. They do say it's pretty clear that patients can travel to states where abortion is legal to have the procedure there, Lester.
And separately, Pete, what about today's other big Supreme Court ruling?
Another example of the court easing the separation of church and state. It ruled for a high school football coach who prayed on the 50-yard line immediately after games. The school district told him to find someplace else to pray to avoid the appearance that it was endorsing his religion. But by a vote of 6-3, the court said he was acting in a private capacity protected by freedom of expression and religion. So this doesn't appear to open the door to teacher-led prayer in the classroom, Lester.
All right, Pete Williams, thanks.